know what else can make you get any more fired up.
Super Bowl 55 will be underway. Pass to Gronkowski. He's going to score a touchdown. Rob Gronkowski's got 2 today. Big time pressure on Mahomes. Antonio Brown dives low to make this catch. The Chiefs try to regroup. They are down 21-6 at halftime. To the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. There's nothing the Chiefs can do. There will be no repeat. Bucs win the Super Bowl. Tom Brady, you are the man. You are the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
I'm going with that bad man, Tom Brady, Teflon Tom, going for number 7, winning MVP, Bucs, 31-27. See y'all on Monday. Oh, you
got the
know
31
what it
part right.
is. Stick with your girl. Good to have me on your side. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to First Take. Thank you for being with us. My fella's looking clean on a Super Bowl Monday. Max Kellerman, I'm Molly Karen Rose, Stephen A. Smith. How we doing?
I'm all right.
We got a lot to talk about today.
Sure do.
All right, let's get it. 7 rings, 7 for TB12. More than any franchise, yes, not player, franchise in NFL history, the undisputed GOAT, reminding us why age ain't nothing but a number. Huge congrats to the Bucs. Tampa, talk that talk.
It's been an amazing year. Amazing year. We got off to a good start, 7-2, and then had a little rough stretch where we kind of found our identity and played a lot better football down last December, January. And just really proud of all the guys, proud of all the coaches, the effort we put in. We knew we were playing a great football team tonight, and we got the job done. So you want to get this far, you got to get the job done, and we did it.
His leadership is off the charts, and he's a winner, man, and that's all you can say. He brought a winning mentality to a really talented football team that didn't know how to win.
All right, Stephen A., listen, I might have got the Bucs score right, but I certainly didn't get the Chiefs. Were you surprised by the beatdown that took place?
No, I was shocked. I was absolutely shocked. I picked the Chiefs to win this game. I knew that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would score over 30. I knew they'd find a way to put up points because I wasn't that enamored with Kansas City's defense. But I certainly didn't expect Tampa Bay's defense to do what they did. To get pressure on Patrick Mahomes, to pressure him on 32.7% of his snaps, I think that was the number. To sit up there and watch him scrambling for his life. Listen, you only blitzed about 5 times. So with your front 4, you were getting at him. This kid, Devin White, was an absolute monster. He was an absolute monster. And this kid, Levante David, if I remember correctly, helped smother Travis Kelce. We got to give credit where credit is due in that regard. But I'm shocked because even with all of that being said, even with trouble on your offensive line at the right tackle and the left tackle, I don't give a damn about any of that. To be held to 9 points, for the Kansas City Chiefs offense to not even get in the end zone one time, it was an absolute positive beat down. They got beat down. They got their ass kicked.
Yeah.
Period. I'm going to say it. It needs to be said. And let me tell you something right now. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. And I got a call last night from 2 people. I was literally told to give credit in hour number 1 to somebody and then the other person hour number 2. So Charlie Mack is I'm going to have to pay homage to him in hour number 2. Hour number 1 right here to start off the show. Hove himself, Jay-Z. Okay. You make sure you tell the world, I told you that the Buccaneers was going to stomp them. Not only did he predict a win, he predicted a blowout.
Real recognition.
And I ignored him and shoved him aside.
Jay gets the first hour. Hour 1. Yeah.
Jay-Z gets hour number 1. It's yours. All right. I pay homage. I bow down. He predicted a beatdown. And I was like, you know what? Listen, something wrong with you. Something seriously wrong with you. But he ended up being absolutely right. You know, you probably did, but he don't need it. So, I mean, this is what it is. I didn't expect this, Max. I didn't expect it. And major props. The MVP of this game was Todd Bowles.
Yeah,
the defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay. But he was the MVP of the game, and I think the only reason why the defense itself didn't get the MVP award is because there were so many dudes that were so great on the defensive side of the ball that you couldn't have just one definitive person to give it out. Otherwise, they'd have got the MVP over Tom Brady. But in the end, that's what this comes down to. They deserve a lot of props. They were dominant, and they played smash mouth football and flat out punked the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's what happened.
You mentioned White. Shaquille Barrett could have gotten it, too. Shaq Barrett could have gotten it, too. I'll say this. I was not expecting it. I expected Mahomes to be Superman and the Chiefs to win. But I did think he'd need to be Superman to win. And I can't say I'm shocked by the blowout. It reminded me as the game went on of the Giants-Ravens Super Bowl, where the Ravens had this dominant defense and a couple things didn't break early the Giants' way. This is going back 20 years now. And it just snowballed. The refs made a couple ticky-tack calls on hold and PI that, I don't like in the Super Bowl, but in the end, it wouldn't have mattered. But that shifted things at a time where, oh, wait a minute, they could have the interception and possession down a score, and now all of a sudden they're down 2 scores, stuff like that. But this is why I'm not shocked. And I was talking about this not only on this show, but also on the radio show, Max Kellerman Show, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN
2 p.m.
Radio.
to 4 p.m.
Great listen.
2 p.m. to
Great
4
watch
p.m.
as well.
Time, real right.
Yes, thank you very much. It was a mismatch on the line of scrimmage. A mismatch on the line of scrimmage. And Brady's not going to do you any favors like some of these other quarterbacks that Mahomes has faced in comebacks where they start making mistakes. He's going to cut the mistakes down when he needs to. The mismatch on the line of scrimmage was the entire thing. Todd Bowles, everyone's saying he's the MVP. It's true. But let's be honest. You know the key to the whole game is get pressure with 4. You can. It's not that the Chiefs' offensive line was playing badly. They were playing as well as they could, but they were physically overmatched. They were missing 3 starters, 4 offensive linemen altogether, and both starting tackles. And they're going up against Shaq Barrett and JPP, and in the middle, Vita Vea and Ndamukong Suh, plus those linebackers. It was a mismatch. So how big a mismatch? You mentioned snaps. How about dropbacks? Mina Kimes had it last night after the game on Twitter. He was pressured on over throughout the game. 50% of his dropbacks, but they only
I think
blitzed.
it was 29 times the most in Super Bowl
Yeah, out of 56, it's over 50%. But they only blitz 10%. Right, so you blitz under 10% of the dropbacks, but you get over 50% pressure. And then on the flip side, on the other side of the ball, it was just the opposite. I said the Bucs offensive line, and they had a few guys missing off the line in November, and they didn't look so great, but they've been healthy. They were a top 5 offensive line all year. And the difference in protection, Tom Brady had a clean pocket, had 0 pressure on him all game. Stephen A., how does it go? He had time to do what behind the line of scrimmage?
Pick up the phone, call his wife, tell her what he wants for dinner, do all of that stuff before he even threw a pass.
If you give Tom Brady that, he is going to kill you. And on the flip side, Mahomes
constantly having Mahomes on the run. 3 sacks en route to a 31-9 win, and Ndamukong Suh was in the middle of that and is now officially a Super Bowl champ. And we are pleased to welcome Ndamukong Suh, 11-year NFL veteran, with us here on Get Up. Finally winning your first Super Bowl, Ndamukong, congratulations. And I guess I would begin by asking, you've been in the league a long time. You've had a lot of moments. What thoughts were in your mind when that clock hit 0 last night?
I mean, just pure excitement and joy. Elated to be finally a champion. Was there 2 years ago, actually against Tom. And in my opinion, he sold that one away for me when I was at LA. So excited to just be a champion and really just soaking that moment and really looking for my wife to hurry up and come down and get to the field.
Yeah, you are the first Super Bowl champions ever to get to celebrate and then sleep in your own bed, if any sleeping has been going on, obviously, amidst the celebration. What was it like to do this at home?
It was awesome. I mean, it was great. I think for our preparation, it was amazing. Really 2 weeks straight being able to be at home, especially being on the road for 3 weeks straight, going to Washington, New Orleans, and then obviously finally winning the NFC Championship in Green Bay. So to be able to come home and win a championship in your home city, and then after the game be able to just drive a couple miles to get home and sleep in your own bed for a couple hours before getting up was definitely a great situation.
You know, you just mentioned it, and let's just go through that. This was a defense I think we all consider to be a good defense all year, but we weren't talking about it in historical context. But in the last 3 games, you just beat